In 1990, Hudson was still putting their major efforts behind their own console, the PC Engine. But as we've seen, sometimes they let some of their second-tier stuff head over to another platform. And in the case of Bikkuriman World, this is Hudson taking a license that they've already gotten their money out of and making yet another Dragon Quest clone out of it. Bikkuriman is one of the stranger licenses to make a game out of on the Famicom. It's basically a candy bar, a chocolate wafer sandwich. Bikkuriman had a special thing they did as a promotion. They included a sticker of a weird character with every candy bar. Kids would collect and trade those stickers, and it did okay until 1985, when they changed the lineup of characters to be Devil versus Angel. And for some reason, that caught fire. Collecting these characters became an enormous fad, and they even turned them into a cartoon at the time. They were also turned into video games, the first of which was a launch title for the PC Engine, though that game was just Wonder Boy and Monster Land with all the characters replaced with Bikkuriman characters, which would make Bikkuriman World for the Famicom the first original Bikkuriman game. Well, as original as you can call a game that's just a Dragon Quest clone. The story of the game is that those devils that the angels are versus are causing trouble, and so Super Zeus, head of the angels, sends out Yamato Oji to take care of them. As you might expect, while you walk around and explore, you can hit the A button to bring up a menu, and there you can talk, use your own personal magic, search the area, use some team magic, use an item, and organize your party. You start out alone, but there's over a dozen characters that you can recruit. You can only have 4 in your party at a time, but you can switch them around as you need. Naturally, all of the characters that you encounter are ones from the stickers. The team magic is kind of special. First, it requires that you have more than one character in your party. You can't really join your magic together when there's only one character. As characters level up, they'll contribute more and more holy power to the pool. If you've found one of the group spells, and you have enough party members contributing enough holy power points, then you can cast the spell, most of which are something like damage a bunch of enemies. Though the most expensive spell is required for a plot point. You also have personal magic, and every character can have up to 4 spells. They unlock these as they level up, and they just add another option to the menu when they're available. A lot of these personal spells are things like healing. And there's yet another type of magic available to you, special assistant characters that are out there for you to find. They'll join you but won't take part in your party. Instead, after you've given your orders in a combat round, you're asked if you would like to use one of them. They have a limited number of uses, and you have to locate a special shop to recharge them. Their abilities tend to be offensive, group attack spells, and things like that. While you're wandering around outside of towns, you can get attacked, and you've got a lot of the same options. Initially you decide for the group if you're going to fight or run away, and then you have each character in the group choose whether to attack, defend, or use one of your spells. I often have to bring up that RPGs are not a good match for my format, just because I've got a limited amount of time to record in if I'm going to make a video a day. With Bikkuriman World, I recorded for an hour, and I wound up at level 8. It's surprisingly non-grindy for an 8-bit RPG. The most I did was about 5 minutes at the start while I was getting a feel for the combat system, and to push myself above level 1. After that, just fighting everything as it came was enough to keep me going. I managed to make surprisingly good progress, including beating the first boss. Something that you may have noticed is missing from the game is equipment. It really speeds you up when you don't have to grind for cash to buy a new sword at every town. Instead, all of the combat calculations are just based on your level. And as I mentioned, the game levels you up fast. The items that you can get are Bikkuriman, the actual chocolate snack, which can be used to recover health. This game doesn't seem to be well remembered in Japan. I think what happened is that it came out after the fad was dying down. It's never really gone away, it just wasn't enormous anymore. And it doesn't help that in the moment-to-moment gameplay, this is pretty generic. There's some interesting systems to it, but you're still just wandering around, getting into random fights, and hitting attack over and over again. Bikkuriman World isn't bad. In fact, I'd say it's in the upper half of Famicom RPGs. It's just that it's also nothing special. I guess when you're making an RPG out of pictures that are included with candy bars, there's only so much you can do.